Hello Year 9, soon to be Year 10. Your options are due in soon, so I've realised that as I'm not able to see you, I would just drop you a quick video so you're actually aware of what my GCSE, which is obviously dance, is entailing, what it means to have a dance GCSE, and why it would be a good idea to choose it if you have not already. So firstly, dance is fairly new to UAE, as they're only just really including arts into their curriculum, but it's been in the UK for over 20 years now, and the reason being is that it offers you creativity when you're having to choreograph your own movements, look at different stimuli like pictures or pieces of art or events to kind of create your own choreography. It also is obviously amazing for your fitness because you have to be super strong, super flexible and super fit to be able to keep up with a lot of the stuff. And that's something that we build on. So a lot of people come into year 10 with kind of limited fitness, and then when we do technique together, that is increasing all the time. It's also amazing for your teamwork and your leadership skills because you're having to work together a lot to make different things and collaborate with each other, but also you're going to have to take the reins when it comes to choreographing. So on your CV, it's a really good thing. The actual GCSE itself, you start year 10 by analysing 6 professional works. So professional works obviously just means dances that are viewed by audiences in real life recently. So some of them are contemporary, some of them are hip hop, one of them is ballet. So it gives you quite a variety of different styles. And when we see each one, we watch it, we have a little discussion about what it's about, why they chose that lighting or oral setting, which means the music or costume. And then you will make a version of that dance yourself. So what we did with Emancipation of Expressionism, the hip hop piece, we watched it and then you made your own version. So it's kind of similar to that. And then you are graded on your choreography skills and your performance skills and your technical skills. So your choreography skills are what you are doing with your group, what movements you choose, what music you choose, things like that, if it's relevant to what your stimulus is and the intention of the dance. And then your physical skills are your strength, your stamina, your agility, your flexibility. And your technical skills are your facial expressions and your focus, things like that. When you enter year 11, you start beginning your exam pieces. So these are 2 solos, which are around 34 seconds long each. So I will start teaching them to you from September in year 11, and you'll be assessed on them in around May of 2011. You will also be given 4 or 5 stimuli to choose from, and that will be anything from the theme of In the Jungle to maybe a piece of poetry, and you will pick which one you find most interesting and choreograph your dance based on that. You can choose whether you want to do that as a solo yourself or if you want to choreograph it and teach it to somebody else. So you can have up to 5 dancers. You can choose dancers from different years within the school. You can choose dancers from your year, which will be year 11 at that time, but they might be busy doing the other GCSE stuff. And then you will be assessed on, again, like you did in year 10, how successful that choreography is. Finally, you will have your theory exam, which is 40% of your GCSE, and that will firstly, in section A, talk to you about if you had the stimulus of a volcano, what movements would you use that would be relevant? So how could you portray a volcano? What formations could you use? Probably circles and the idea of like erupting, that kind of thing. Then section B will talk to you about how you have used feedback to improve. So it might say, how have you improved your physical skills? And that might be, I've been doing press-ups every day to work on my strength in my arms and my core. Then lastly, it will ask you questions about the professional works you learnt in year 10 and ask you something like, how would you compare the lighting in dance A and dance B, or how would you why do you think the costume was used in dance C to portray the idea of happiness or something like that? So one of the questions that I've been given is, what subjects does dance go with? Dance really can go with any of the subjects, whether you're more of a theoretical person or a creative person. For me, when I was choosing my GCSEs, I chose dance, not because I wanted to be a dancer or a dance teacher or anything. I think I wanted to be a counsellor at the time. But because I wanted to have something creative with the more theoretical subjects I chose, such as RE and the language I chose as well. So I kind of wanted to have an opportunity to be practical and physical and to get graded in a different way to what my other exams were looking at. However, dance is a good collaboration with music, because obviously you have to use music a lot and learn about counts and rhythms and things like that. It's very good with drama because you use the same physical skills and technical skills, and then it goes very well with PE because obviously like the fitness and stamina and flexibility that is expected in both, particularly BTEC PE. And also English, because you get used to having to analyse different works and then having to kind of explore themes and stuff, so it goes very well with English, which you're going to have to do anyway. Is dance just for girls? This is a really common question. A lot of the boys are very anxious about, will I seem too feminine if I take dance? Well, not at all, because actually some of the best choreographers and dancers have been male, just because typically males can perform more lifts just because of like a natural strength. That's not to say there aren't many strong women out there, we know that there are. But both males and females are extremely good at dance, so you have the same physicality, creativity, there's absolutely no limitations whatsoever. And there are plenty of boys' dance groups out there that you probably will know even more of them than I do. So absolutely, just because you're male, please do not think that that is a reason you can't take dance GCSE. It's a really good question, and it's a question I know a lot of parents are worried about. So what good does dance do? What jobs will it lead to? So I think it can be easy to think that dance is just a performing subject that doesn't lead you anywhere. Well, actually, it's a subject that teaches you both about fitness and health. So we have to look at nutrition, anatomy, like muscles and bones, and have more of awareness of your own body. And fitness in general, so that leads itself to everything that's health related, whether you want to go into a medical profession, be that nursing or doctors, physio, personal trainer, anything to do with like the fitness field, nutritionist, it's very relevant in that way. Also, if you want to look at a more creative route, if you're interested in performing, dancing, acting, looking at stage management, lighting, technical things like that, it's extremely good, and you have opportunities even at organising a show, running a show, using like lighting and sound, things like that. It's extremely good when it comes to your confidence of performance in like public speaking, so any roles that involve public speaking, be it teaching or coaching, even when it comes to having to address large audiences in whatever way that might be, you're going to be so used to being on stage and having to present your ideas that it's very useful for that as well. With the Dance GCSE, you do get to have a t-shirt which you as a new cohort can design yourselves. In year 11 you get to have dance shoes, which will be relevant and useful when it comes to your choreographies. You get to have time where you are choreographing something of your interest to, as I say, people that are either in your year group or younger. You also get to go on school trips, so we go on one where we meet with other schools and watch different schools doing their performances, and we might perform as well if we think that we're ready. You get to see dances performed on stage. Obviously when all of this COVID-19 stuff is over and theatres open again. It's something that you get to do over 2 years, so you can see your own progression in terms of your own fitness and agility and your own ability to choreograph really quickly. So what you might find difficult at the moment when you're given a stimulus, is like, oh, where do I start? You'll get so used to it that it will just become second nature to you, and you'll get to see that progression quite quickly. Also, it's generally a smaller group, so you'll get to have a lot more one-to-one tuition from myself as well. Just to finish, if you have any queries for me, then send me an email at lorna.maynard@uaesouthbank.org.uk. If any of you have already chosen your options but are considering putting dance maybe as one of them, then you can email me or Mr. Phillips at jason.phillips, which ends with an SZ, at uaesouthbank.org.uk. Or if you just have any more inquiries, or even if you just need any support in regards to your other choices as well, then feel free to get in touch. Okay, take care, bye.